My 8-year-old stepson got CPS to investigate me for 6 months, all because I took his phone once. I have an 8 and 5-year-old. My husband has an 8-year-old. I have had numerous issues with my stepson physically abusing my 5-year-old for the last 2 years. All he has to do to stay out of trouble is be the first one to run to his dad and lie about what happened. He accidentally shut my son's hand in the car door twice, accidentally shut my son's head in the car door, accidentally shoved my son to the ground multiple times a week, accidentally rammed his bike into my son's bike. He tried telling his dad that my son just fell, and I just know he's going to lie about it to try to get me in trouble. And then eventually, well, my son told me to knock him onto the cement off his bike. He also accidentally whipped my son in the face with a stick as hard as he possibly could after I said to put the sticks down. All my husband ever does is shrug, say it could have been an accident, or try to reprimand my son for lying to get my stepson in trouble or asking my stepson to shove him off his bike. He also claims that it is just boys being boys, but it is only ever my son hurt and crying from an injury my stepson caused. All my stepson is learning is that he can get away with bullying my child by being the first to lie to his dad about it. I've only ever disciplined my stepson by taking his phone, yelling at him, and sending him to his room. But he was incredibly unhappy with me for that one time and tried telling his bio mom that he's terrified of me. I had CPS investigating me for 6 months because bio mom called CPS to find out why my stepson is supposedly terrified of me, and my stepson told CPS that I threatened to slap him across the face multiple times a week. I've shoved him in his room for not doing something fast enough. I've thrown a beer can at his dad, and this beer can supposedly hit him on the forehead and got him wet. I go into psycho mode and scream at him, but only when his dad isn't around, and that he watched me punch my husband in the face. None of these events actually occurred, but I'm very careful about why and how I discipline my stepson today, just because I've already seen him manipulate the right people to cause serious consequences. My son got his first migraine yesterday with vomiting and everything. I took him to the hospital because I was terrified that it was from a head injury caused by my stepson, although I didn't express that was the reason I took him to the hospital until tonight, while trying to tell my stepson that he has no right to bully my son. At 9 p.m., I was getting all of the kids ice cream as a final snack before bed. My stepson was playing some game on his phone while walking to the kitchen, wasn't paying attention, and brushed into my son's ice cream cone, getting ice cream on his arm. He turned around and immediately screamed my son's name angrily, directly in his face, right in front of me, so I quietly slid his phone right out of his hand and said, "Don't yell at him." I handed my stepson his ice cream, then said, "We're going to put the game up until we can be nice." My stepson took his ice cream directly to my bedroom and told on me for taking his phone. Then my husband came to the kitchen all confrontational while my stepson followed him to sit at the kitchen table and watch us like a hawk, as if he was anticipating his dad drilling me after telling on me. My husband didn't seem to care that the entire conversation was occurring directly in front of his child. He asked me why I took his phone. So my stepson gets ice cream on him, then gets his phone taken for it. Since my husband was letting my stepson watch us anyways, I turned to my stepson and calmly told him that I took his phone for yelling in my son's face, said he has no right to, that I'm tired of him bullying my son, and that I took my son to the hospital the night before because I was worried that he was suffering from a head injury caused by my stepson. The entire time, my stepson was talking in a more high-pitched tone than normal, while all I was doing was asking my son a question. I was nice about it. I don't know what you're talking about. And my husband stood behind me with his arms crossed, asking me in an angry manner, well, what did my stepson say then? It truly was me versus my husband and stepson, and my husband turned the conversation into, don't you dare blame my stepson for causing my son's migraines. My husband proceeded to tell me that I was wrong for taking my stepson's phone, took the phone himself, and sat down on the couch. I followed him, intending to ask him what he was thinking, drilling me directly in front of my stepson and making me defend myself to him in front of my stepson at that, because an 8-year-old told on me for disciplining him appropriately. My stepson followed him though, and was just about to sit on the couch next to him when I calmly asked him to head up to his room, just because I didn't want him to witness adult conversations that could get hostile. My husband says, "No, my stepson, you can stay right here." He proceeded to tell me that my stepson can sit by him, and I can't tell my stepson what to do. I stepped away and tried again. "Stepson, please go to your room. I need to talk to your dad." My stepson looked at his dad and said, "My dad says I don't have to," then proceeded to play on the phone my husband handed back to him. My husband doesn't even have a car right now, his own fault, and I asked him to have his dad pick him up for the night at the very minimum. My husband and my stepson both waited outside in the dark for his dad to arrive. I own the home. My husband has not contributed financially in well over a year, and has in fact caused more financial harm than help by stealing large amounts of money from my wallet and credit cards while I pay 100% of the bills, and I am 9 months pregnant. Am I overreacting by wanting my stepson out of the house after my husband sided with him against me? Again?